First trip to the line in this one. The first one falls. Down low. It's stolen by Anthony. With a floater, and there's a follow. That's good on the assist by Anthony. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Pass to Harper. Will not go. This is off the front iron. New York with the ball. Trailing by 2. The drive by Anthony. Banked in off the glass. Anthony's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
There's Rose with the 3. Outside for Kobe. Back to Harper. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And again, it's Carmelo Anthony. Anthony's got his second basket of the night.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Rose has gone 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Here's Galloway. He's covered by Rose. And here's Anthony from the arc. That ball's off target. It's his third miss. He's made 2 shots from the field. Crawford outside. Crawford missing again. New York with the ball. Anthony drives in. Crawford with the rebound.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter.
Outside Rose. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And really, the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
So New York ends up going with the new group. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Hamilton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Turkoglu comes in for Harper. Travis Outlaw's checked in for Kobe. And Wiggins is subbed in for Jamal Crawford.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, you know, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Chicago making a switch here. Walker's checked in.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Calderon dishes to Early. Picked by Williams. Here's Oak. O'Quinn's got his first bucket in this one. .103 left in the first quarter of the game. Outside, Walker. The 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Walker's got his first 3 points of the game. New York trails by 3. Grant kicks to Calderon. The dish now to O'Quinn. Shot is off. Hamilton with some nice D.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Calderon against Wiggins. Here's Grant. That's tipped. Here's O'Quinn. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. O'Quinn's got his second bucket of the night. Here's Walker. Tries it from 19. Some solid defense from Grant.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. It's Chicago. They're up by 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Chicago right now, we've got Justin Harper. Derrick Rose is out there with Crawford. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Kobe in at the 3, the small forward. From deep. Denied for the third time. He's 0 for 3. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Crawford's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for Chicago. New York trails by 7. Grant with the ball. Passes it to Amundsen. Back to Grant. Clock at 6. Shoots the 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Kicks it out to Crawford. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. And it's 6 points for Crawford.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
And look, rightfully disappointed with how they played here over the course of this run.
Yeah, you know, they haven't looked good at all here lately. Something has to change for him. We'll see what he's got coming out of the timeout.
Langston Galloway's checked in for New York. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. He dishes it to Anthony. Shoots a fader. New York, no good that time either. Chicago leading by 10. Right side Rose. Beyond the arc. The shot, no good. And New York the other way now. Galloway kicks to Anthony. In it goes. That's his third bucket. He's missed 5 so far.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Rose with the ball. Now guarded by Alfaro. And he gets it to go. Crawford's got the lead. Back up to 10 now for Chicago.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
And a fast break now for New York. Here's Galloway. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Chicago?
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And New York making a change here. Porzingis has checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Brandon Davies has checked in for Harper. Young is subbed in for Rose. Here's Bryant, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Kobe's got his first basket of the night. New York trails by 11. Galloway, the pass to Anthony. Fires at the elbow. Tries again, and he lays it up and in.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Young dishes to Crawford. Here's Davies. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And it's off from three-point range. Chicago leading by 11. Fires the three. Here's Jordan, and he dunks it down.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
New York calls timeout.
He's been aggressive looking for a shot, but without much success. It might be time for him to take a step back and look to help the team in other ways.
A different look for New York. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Calderon in for Aaron Aflalo. Chicago also making some changes. Jefferson's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Outlaw comes in for Bryant. And Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Calderon against Wiggins. Williams passes to O'Quinn. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. O'Quinn's got his third basket of the night right there.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jump.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. A clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
Here's Galloway, defended by Young. Now the feed to Williams. It's rebounded by Jefferson.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Williams kicks to Calderon. Chicago grabs the miss.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
Right now, they've got that field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Putting it together offensively, looking to build some more momentum.
Williams kicks to Galloway. And stolen by Wiggins. From deep. And that's not going to go. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Chicago leads by 20. And we'll see you back here after the break for third.
Gentlemen Dance Team.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Looking at the game Rose has been having, he has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's Aflalo. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Galloway in at the point. That's Derek Fisher's 5 as we get going into the second half. Bryant against Anthony. Anthony with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony.
Chicago team ball.
Lopez with the steal. Anthony against Rose. Outside Anthony. The 3 from Aflalo. That one goes. Count it. Aflalo's got 5 now.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
Chicago leading by 15. And Bryant kicks to Jordan. Lopez with the block. They retain possession. Count the bucket. And that's 11 points for Crawford.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
At the line for 2.
That one is no good. And stolen by Aflalo. Galloway, the pass to Lopez. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Bryant's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Rose throws it down hard.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. New York calls timeout.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here. And every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive, get to the foul line, and knock down some of those freebies, and the tide can turn for you.
Grant, he's checked in for New York. Here's Aflalo. Chicago grabs the miss. Jordan's got his 6th rebound on the night. Crawford dishes to Rose. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
It was Amundsen who's checked in for Porzingis. And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dance Team.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Grant kicks to Aflalo. Wide open look. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Aflalo's got 5 points in the quarter.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Jordan with the screen on Anthony. The drive by Bryant.
Foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
That's his first personal.
The free throw drops for Kobe. Walker's checked in for Chicago.
Taking 2 shots.
And so he makes both from the line. And so it's New York with it. 19-point game. Here's Grant. The teardrop falls in. Grant's got his first bucket of the night.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh no, oh no, oh yeah shots.
Walker goes in, powered down with both hands.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Here's Grant. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Lopez a screen. Just 5 to shoot. And Aflalo kicks to Lopez. Makes it off the glass. Lopez has got 5.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
Right side, Jordan. Crawford outside. Inside, it's deflected. Stolen by Grant. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Grant's got 4 points this quarter.
They're on track here in the second half after their less than impressive first half. I mean, I think they came out with some tired legs to start, but they've turned it around. They found some energy, and they look a lot more active and engaged.
Oh, look at the handles. Gets through the D and then powers it home.
Such a pretty move inside. Clark, how do you stop that?
You don't, Kevin. I mean, as a defender, you got to just stash that one in the memory bank and make sure it doesn't burn you the next time.
And here's Aflalo. He has 7. Clock at 6. From 18 feet away, DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. To the middle. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Walker leading the charge. Aflalo, the pass to Anthony. The three-pointer off the mark.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
Crawford outside for the 3. It's rebounded by New York. 1:22 left in the third quarter. Anthony dishes to Grant. Back to Anthony. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Grant kicks to Anthony. Amundsen, the pass to Carmelo, and he gets it to go. Anthony's got 9.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They have got to figure it out.
And it's Walker penetrating. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. For Chicago, they have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4. And he knocks down the first one. So New York ends up going with the new group. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Jefferson's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Turkoglu comes in for Harper. Travis Outlaw's checked in for Kobe. And Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Galloway kicks to Calderon. Offensive rebound. Another shot. Here's Porzingis. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
That's his first
That free throw good from Porzingis.
Kristaps Porzingis. 2 shots.
He's perfect from the line this time. Outside Rose. That will count. Got it off in time, but it's no good.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Chicago leading by 17. So for Chicago right now, Harper is out there with Jordan. Then it's Rose. Then it's Crawford. And it's Bryant in at the 3 slot. And so it's New York with it. Now Calderon. Stolen by Rose. From the arc. And that one's good.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Rose has gone 2 of 4 from distance tonight. Here's the screen. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Jamal Crawford picks one up. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Chicago.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And New York making a change here. Anthony's checked in.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress. Take a look at what Kobe's done. He's got 8 points, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
And Clark, that needs to continue. When he has an opportunity to get an open teammate the ball, he has got to make that a priority.
Robin Lopez is checked in for New York, and Kobe drops them both.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Rose with the block. And Bryant kicks to Rose. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Kobe's got 3 assists tonight.
And the lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team has underperformed. I mean, they've been 5-star in every category.
New York calls timeout.
And they've gotten good looks, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
Aaron Aflalo, who's checked in for Jose Calderon. Chicago calls timeout.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now. Now looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
And a wide open look for Jordan. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
That's good. And that's now 11 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Well, you've got to like the focus that they're showing here in the second half. I see a lot more effort as well. I mean, it's amazing when you lock in mentally and bring some energy and intensity, things can pick up in a positive way for you.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And he makes the first. Chicago making a switch here. Young's checked in. And Rose drops them both. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Galloway kicks to Anthony. And the layup is good.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handle. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handle. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
Kobe dishes to Rose. And again, Chicago, no good. New York trails by 20. Here's Galloway. Unloads. Rebound by Rose.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Nailed from three-point land. Rose has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Stolen away. Oh, and here we go with Kobe with nobody back. Good D by Lopez.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
That's tipped, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
Still team ball.
Grant, he's checked in for Langston Galloway.
New York team. Jaron Grant.
Rose against Grant. Now the pass to Porzingis. And it's a Flalo penetrating, buried from 15 feet out.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. New York trails by 21. Grant the pass to Carmelo. That's good.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
And Bryant kicks to Jordan. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Flush that thing down, young fella.
That is a fierce two-hander.
Maximum force on that dunk.
And so here is New York. Grant outside. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Outside Rose. And there's Bryant. That's good on the assist by Rose. And 12 points for Kobe Bryant.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
The drive by Anthony. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got 8 rebounds in this game. Rose kicks to Jordan. It's hauled in by Porzingis. 1:27 left in the fourth quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Chicago.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Derrick Rose. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
The shot by Anthony. Nobody around. But they get it back. Second chance shot. Kept alive by New York. Lopez, no luck. Chicago with the ball. From deep. Cannot hit.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is. He shouldn't be firing from that deep, though.
Now here's Rose. From deep three-point range, and there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. And that'll be his third foul so far. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin.